let me ask you this, Andrew. What are you noticing as you've been going down? Like you wear toe socks now, you wear Vivos, and you have zero barefoot slippers. What are you noticing in terms of how your feet are nowadays?
So I haven't been wearing the toe socks as much just because I'm so lazy sometimes, dude. Like to put those things on, it does take time, and sometimes I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But no. So what? Like right away, what I noticed when I barely first started wearing Vivo shoes, and then kind of doing the Goda stuff, I forgot what we were doing. We were shooting something in the gym, and like I haven't been behind a camera in a long time, but I used to get wrecked on these like all day shoots. And I was just doing like BTS stuff. So like behind the scenes, I was just capturing a couple things here and there, but I was on my feet for like 6 hours. That would put me like on my ass at the end of the day. And when I got home, I'm just like, my back feels good. This is cool. My right knee isn't like destroyed. My feet aren't sore. Like this is kind of cool. Cause like what used to happen is, I'll start from the ground up. My feet would be sore. My right ankle would just get this gigantic knot in it, and I'd have to ask my wife to like rub it out. Like it was a fucking rub it out. Okay. She'd have to rub one out on the right side for me, but it literally would be like another bone in there, and she would just have to like try to massage to calm it down because it would just be fucking. Every time I take a step, it'd just be like a loud like click. I'm like, dude, I don't know what that is. Then going up, my right knee would be just swollen, and to this day, it still bugs me a little bit, but it doesn't like prevent me from doing anything. And then my hips, I didn't know at the time, were pretty jacked up, but it would go to my lower back. Lower back would always be in pain, but like just literally everything, and I would be super gassed. Yeah. So now with my feet being straight, my feet being stronger, I'm kind of getting around that to where I'm just like, oh shit, like it's like a little bit of a superpower because I'm like, dude, before I would get through everything, but I'd get so beat up that I couldn't go home and still be me. I'd have to like put, my feet in ice or something. Like I just couldn't be me anymore. Yeah. So now with this, it's like, oh shit, like I can still go. I can keep going. This weekend I was at the state fair. Yeah. I walked for over 6 hours in Vivo barefoot shoes in the fucking sun. The hardest part was that the pavement was dark, so the sun was hot, so like the heat would go through the shoes. Okay. So I'd have to like keep moving, and I'd have to find shade, or else it would be like, ow, this sucks right now. Yeah. But I got through that, and I've been like totally fine, So like,
let me ask you this, Andrew, because I think you have some really good insight on this. How has the way that you walk changed? Because guys, like this is really important. Like you wouldn't have been able to do this a while back, and I think everybody can relate to the idea of going somewhere and having to be like going to the mall, going to Disneyland or whatever, and you're on your feet for hours, and then you come back and you have all this pain and shit. Right? Like there have been times that I've gone places and like, ooh, my knees are kind of sore. And that's weird because I'm 28 years old. Like, you know what I mean? And that shouldn't be happening. But the way that you walk has changed. And this is something that you can legit change right now or adjust right now in terms of the way you walk. So Andrew, how's the way you walk changed?
Yeah, and then we talk about microdosing too, so you don't have to all of a sudden click and now this is the only way you walk because I fucked that up in the beginning. Okay. So when Gary Scheffler and Ricky and then all the Goda coaches that were here initially, when they first got here, they showed us blade walking. That's just what they called it. But basically, it was forcing me to catch my foot on the outside of my foot instead of like flat-footed on my heel, which is how I walked because I never paid attention to it.
When you say catch your foot on the outside of your foot,
when I take a step, instead of landing heel striking, land on the you have the term for it.
The outside of the foot. Let me also mention this, and I know there's a specific whatever name for the outside of the foot. We could probably Google it. Real quick.
I know. I'm like, I've heard you say it.
Yeah. But the thing is like when you're walking in normal shoes, you're able to heel strike and it dulls the impact. So your body doesn't really feel, your body doesn't feel how much impact that has. But when you start to wear barefoot shoes or when you walk barefoot more, because I hate making like a cost to this shit. So understand, like you can do this barefoot, right? But when you start walking barefoot, you notice you cannot heel strike as hard as you typically do because your body can't handle those types of shocks, right? And which is why barefoot shoes are so good, because when you now go on a long walk, you're adjusting the impact that you take with every single step. And the impact is something your body's actually able to handle. So then your knees, your all your back, all of that stuff. They're able to handle it. Power Project fam, this episode is brought to you by Vivo Barefoot shoes. We've been wearing these shoes for almost a year now. They're flexible. They have a wide toe box. They allow your feet to get connected to the ground, and they will make your feet stronger, and they don't look like shit like a lot of these other Barefoot shoes. Andrew, how can they get them?
For the best barefoot shoes on the planet, and they also look really, really good, head over to vivobarefoot.com/powerproject. At checkout, enter promo code PowerProject20 to save 20% off. Again, vivobarefoot.com/powerproject, promo code PowerProject20 to save 20% off. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes. Let's go ahead and get back to this podcast.
So keep on, Andrew.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so what it does is that you create your own shock absorbers. Whereas before I do it, even when I did switch to Vivos, I would still heel strike, and then, like all that I don't know, like
force.
That force is just going to travel upwards, and then for me, it landed on my back. But anyway, so I would do this, what they call blade walking. So basically landing on the outside of your feet and then keeping my feet straight. Now that is still a chore to this day because my right side definitely likes to go out. I was a driver for 6 years. So I would drive for like 6 to 10 hours every single day. Right foot would just be on the gas pedal. So just hanging out towards the right, and it still wants to do that.
Yeah.
But bringing that in and then also lifting my foot up. I know that sounds dumb, but because what I would do, and I'll try to simulate on screen here, but is I would take a step, and on my way back, I would just drag it around. So I wouldn't bend my knee. I would just like swing it all the way around to get to the back.
Oh, yeah.
So I would land with my foot straight, swing it around, and then take the next step, and everything would be straight. And Mark's like, you're landing correctly. He's like, but you're not moving. He's like, your foot has to go straight back. Right now you're swinging it around. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And so I would step, I'd bend my knee, bring it back, and then try to keep that heel out. And then when I did that, what I noticed was like, whoa, dude, I am getting so much decompression in my back. Like, it was insane how much pain relief I got just from not swinging my leg around. I couldn't believe it. So since I've been doing that, I've been able to walk a lot more. It's not something that's like, Stuart McGill's like, oh, all you do is walk and do the big three. And I'm like, bro, but when I walk, like, it hurts. Like, I have to not do it as much, And it's like, if that's the only thing I can do, then shit, like, this sucks. Like, it's going to take me forever to get out of pain.
Yeah.
It's because I wasn't walking correctly. So walking straight and making sure I pick that damn leg up so that way I don't like swing it around.
Yeah.
Has made me feel so much better.
Absolutely.
And that's what I do every single day. So like, again, we're dudes, so we want to lift, we want to have reps and sets and shit. Every time I go for a walk, every time I take a step, it's another rep. It's a rep to get better. I do notice that when I go barefoot, it's a lot harder to keep my right foot in, because it doesn't want to drift out. Not sure why that is. It could just be because my feet aren't as strong as they should be, or as they're going to be.
Yeah.
But when I do have my shoes on, and these are still minimalist shoes, I can really turn that foot in, and I can get my heel out, and it feels fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that's walking is the biggest way to make some of the changes that you were talking about to your feet, because those are reps that you're getting with every single step.
Yeah. And
if you start to run, cool, but not everyone, likes to run. Not everyone that's their thing. But I think like building the skill of running can also help give you some of those impacts on your feet that you'd like. Another practice that's super beneficial is jump roping.
Yeah.
And what's hella funny? I was jump roping for a while now, but Andrew Huberman had what's his name? Athlean X on his podcast, and Athlean X apparently Jeff Cavalier. Yeah. So apparently he talked about jump roping in that podcast. So when I made a video about jump roping, people were like, "Oh, this looks like you saw that Huberman episode with Jeff Cavalier. You're jumping on a trend." I'm like, "Bitch, we've been doing this down here. All right, it's cool that people are talking about, because Mark's jump roping, I'm jump roping, you're jump roping.
It's just another thing that we got to first.
I'm joking.
Before Huberman and Rogan, and then they made it popular.
They made it popular,
and then they took all the credit.
Yeah, no, it's because they saw it from us.
I mean, hey,
we started everything.
They follow
Don't
us.
You fucking hate those people, bro?
Yeah.
Who are like, they see something, they're like, I was doing that first. I was doing that first. Those people, bro.
The comments. So I posted the Susan Bratton clip
Yeah.
from when we were talking about thrust in time.
Oh,
when
did some guy was like, oh, I've
Hella
been doing
dudes.
this.
I was doing this back in the 80s.
Why do you need help learning how to do this?
No,
I've
no.
been doing this forever.
Well, yeah, and it's like, how long did it take you guys to figure this out? I've been doing it forever. And I'm like, it took me 36 years. Fuck off if, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
Oh, you're not a sex god like me?
Yeah. So I didn't come out the womb fucking just
Fucking
railing people. Like, but yeah, I do dislike the, like, I mean, we used to call them hipsters back in the day, but now it's cool to be a hipster. So
yeah.
or is it still cool?
I think you see guys in man buns and shit. Like that's still cool.
Yeah, I
the
guess
hipsters just kind of different now. The hipster now still has the man bun to some extent, but now they wear baggier clothing.
I see.
I
see where this is going.
They wear baggier clothing, and you know, they're doing their thing. Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.